When everything fell apart and I learned to begin again, the sound of the ocean crashing against the rocks was the only thing breaking the silence that afternoon in Malibu. Alyssa, dressed in an elegant white gown, held a bouquet of flowers as she stared at the horizon. It was supposed to be her wedding day, or at least it should have been. The wind blew fiercely, and with every passing minute, her tears fell harder. Because Evan, the man she had loved for 3 years, never showed up. The love that seemed perfect. Alyssa and Evan met one summer at a charity auction in Santa Barbara. She was an event planner, he was a well-known architect. From the very first glance, there was a spark. They traveled together, laughed endlessly, and dreamed of building a home by the sea. Evan often told her that her smile was his safe place, and Alyssa believed that what they had was true love. But a week before the wedding, Evan began to act differently, secretive phone calls, late nights, strange excuses. Alyssa noticed, but chose to trust him. The truth at the hotel. On the wedding day, when Evan didn't arrive, Alyssa felt her world collapse. She called him over and over again, but there was no answer. Finally, her best friend Rachel took her to a hotel in downtown Los Angeles to help her calm down. There, as she stepped out of the elevator, she froze. Evan was walking out of another elevator holding hands with another woman. Time stopped. The woman, a model named Samantha, was laughing, unaware of who Alyssa was. Evan turned pale and stammered, "Alyssa, it's not what it looks like." But deep down, she already knew everything was over, running away so she wouldn't fall apart. A few days later, Alyssa packed her bags. She booked a flight to Barcelona, determined to leave everything, her city, her past, and her pain behind. For the first few weeks, she wandered aimlessly through the narrow streets of the Gothic Quarter, writing in her journal and trying to convince herself she was okay. But inside, she still hurt, not just because of the betrayal, but because she had forgotten who she was without him. One sunny afternoon, while visiting Park Güell, she bumped into a man with a camera around his neck. "Oh no, I ruined your photo," he said with a grin. "Don't worry, it wasn't a good one anyway," she replied softly. His name was Liam, a travel photographer, free, curious, and full of life. They started talking about art, travel, and dreams, and without meaning to, something inside Alyssa began to heal. The art of rebuilding. Liam invited her to join him at a photography exhibition in Paris. Alyssa hesitated, but said yes. In the City of Light, she rediscovered everything she had lost: her passion for creativity, her laughter, her ability to live without fear. Little by little, her smile came back. Liam never tried to fix her, he simply walked beside her while she fixed herself. One evening, standing by the Seine River, he gently took her hand and said, "Sometimes the heart has to break to let the light in." Alyssa didn't reply, but her silence said everything. For the first time in a long time, she felt peace. The return. Months later, Alyssa returned to Los Angeles. She had founded her own international event company and turned her heartbreak into power. At a glamorous gala in Beverly Hills, she heard a familiar voice behind her. "Alyssa, can we talk?" It was Evan. She turned around, poised and calm. "There's nothing left to say, Evan," she said, with a soft smile. "Thank you for not showing up that day. You gave me the chance to find myself again." He looked down, realizing he had lost her for good. Alyssa walked toward the terrace, where Liam was waiting, the man who had entered her life just when she stopped believing in love. To rise again. The sun was setting over the horizon. Alyssa watched the sky, thinking about everything she had been through: love, betrayal, tears, and rebirth. She took Liam's hand and whispered, "I didn't get the ending I wanted, but I got the beginning I needed." And with that, she finally understood. Sometimes losing everything is the only way to find yourself again. Love can break you, but it can also rebuild you. Because what truly matters isn't who stays beside you, it's who you become when you stand alone and choose to start over.